The number one reason that I and other Black people are not going to any of these marches or these protests is because they're straight up outdated and ineffective. As far as I can tell, these marches are not a strategy, they are a performance. Marches make certain people feel like they're doing something, but y'all, this current administration, this current regime, they are so unbothered, they could care less. And that's the whole purpose, to affect change, to make things happen. And if y'all think that any gathering of any people carrying signs is going to change the current administration's thinking, their policy, y'all are crazy. We could recreate the March on Washington word for word, step for step, and it would still yield absolutely nothing. And this current administration would not so much as flinch. We've all watched Eyes on the Prize, and yeah, we really believed for a long time, especially through the 50s, 60s, 70s, that if Black people walked long enough in the same direction, in the right direction, justice would meet us down at the end of the corner. And we see now that there's no way that that's the case. Marching hasn't moved policy in decades. To me, it just seems like it's all a performance, like it's a photo op, it's a PR stunt. The people in charge are not afraid of your footsteps or your signs. Black women, we've already found out what they're really afraid of. They're afraid of our withdrawal. They're afraid of us removing our dollars from this system. They're afraid of us organizing and strategizing effectively. We keep showing up at these marches hoping to be heard. They stopped listening a long time ago. I cannot speak for everybody, but on behalf of Black women in the 92%, we are resting. We are building. We are plotting, because by now we should have all figured out that power does not respond to noise. It responds to pressure.
The reason why y'all want Black Americans to be affected by ICE so bad is because y'all are still convinced that we are immigrants, and we are not. We are not. We've been here for over 400 years, and for most of us, our ancestors have been here even before the slave trade. Most of us have American indigenous lineage that we can actually trace, because a lot of our families were reclassified from Indian to Negro, and there's proof that we were reclassified. We are not immigrants. They can't send us back nowhere. Where they gonna send me back? North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. That's the only place that we can go. We're not immigrants. This is not our battle. Furthermore, most of the people who are now being deported, or most of the people that are immigrants here, have always had a stigma against Black Americans. We're lazy, we're dirty, we're ghetto, we're loud, we're uneducated, we're this and we're that. But now that ICE is outside, we're supposed to be on the front lines of the same people who come here with these mentalities about us and don't even know us. I don't understand that. This is not our battle. This has nothing to do with us. And all the Black Americans who want to go outside and put themselves on the front line and risk their lives, that's on them. But don't expect for the majority of us to be out there risking our lives for something that don't got nothing to do with us. Now, when it comes to immigration, me, myself, I don't mind immigration as long as it's legal. I worked in the immigration office for a period of time back in 2016. And when I say there are hundreds of thousands of files of people trying to get into this country, and I'm talking about people who have been trying for 15 plus years to get into this country the legal way, and they still haven't been able to get in yet because of whatever is going on. And yet we're trying to be pressured to fight on a front line for people who jumped in front of all of those people, okay, and cross borders illegally. Right now, if I take my ass to the Mexican border and think that I'm just going to cross into Mexico, there's going to be consequences and repercussions for my ass if I get caught. If I try to take myself to the Canadian border right now, there's going to be consequences and repercussions if I do that illegally. So why is America expected to be the country where people can just come in and out as they please undocumented. We don't know who you are. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where you came from. We don't know if you're running from something. We don't know if you're a prisoner somewhere else and now you over here trying to sneak and hide. We don't know what the fuck is going on. Furthermore, let's look into how many black women have been unalived by illegal immigrants. One of my good friends is the sister of Dakara Thompson. Dakara Thompson was a 19-year-old beautiful woman, young woman, who was unalived by an illegal immigrant. He raped her, he SA'd her, he unalived her, and then threw her off a bridge. Okay? This was back in the late August, early September of 2025. So this is rather recent. Okay? And her family is now in court dealing with that. The gag to that story is that same illegal immigrant that unalived that beautiful young lady had been caught on a DUI a couple of months to a year before that, if I'm not mistaken, and nobody checked to see if he was actually supposed to be here or not. So he could have gotten deported and that baby girl would still be here. So no, this is not my fight. This is not our fight. We are not expected to be on the front lines for everybody, while everybody continuously disrespects us and undermines the things that we have going on. We have all of these people who are of Caribbean heritage and so on and so forth in politics that speak against reparations because they say it's not fair or it's going to put us in debt and all of this other shit. But then we're also supposed to go fight for you? Are y'all crazy? No. This don't got shit to do with me. My people have been here. I myself have my tribal ID because I did the work for my genealogy and traced it back and was able to prove that I'm Indigenous American. And a lot of us have.
92% of the black community have decided to stand down and to let them do all the work. We have showed them the game plan. We have told them what to do. We tried to lead them to the glorious of fresh water, and they decided not to drink it. At this point, it is not our fault if you starve. It is not our fault if you are dehydrated. If you are thirsty, drink, because we showed you how to create a pond of water within your hands. Seeing the entire country quite literally and figuratively burn down to the ground, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me a little anxious. Because I am missing something. I am missing something incredibly important. You know what that is? I am missing a black woman who can drink hot green tea with me. That's what I'm missing. For those who don't know, I am absolutely obsessed with green and jasmine tea. It's one of my favorite drinks. No sugar, no GMOs, no added supplements, just the nature and the leaves itself. What's interesting is this. Every now and then, I will get tagged into videos from other people of color, and they will ask me and other black people, why don't you help us? Why won't you help us? Why are you abandoning us? It's the same answer of what I said 3 months ago after the presidential election. You betrayed us. We trusted you and you stabbed us in the back. Here is a phrase that I continuously say to my friends because it is critically important. Trust and love is very important. However, trust is 10 times more valuable than love ever will be. I can still love you. I can still care about you. But I do not trust you enough to where you won't stab me in the back. Trust is the complete opposite. I can despise you and you can be my enemy, but I am no fool. If I can trust you enough to where you won't stab me in the back, then that trust will be placed. It's the same way with this. To the Latinos, to the Asians, to other people of color, I do care about them. I love y'all even. But I am no fool. I know I can't trust you because that election told me everything I needed to know. That election told me that a lot of you is not on the black community side. Love itself, my love for you, is not enough for me to have faith in you. If your trust was unbound and you continuously shown to me and everyone else that you are worth to be trusted, then we wouldn't be having this conversation now, would we? But because you have shown time and time and time again that you cannot be trusted, why are you acting surprised when we take our trust back? People need to understand that black people are not hateful. We care about you guys. We do love you guys, but we can't trust you for shit. So if the entire country has to burn down for you to realize that you have placed your trust into the wrong people, then so be it. That's all I gotta say on the matter. It is Onyx, and I'm gone.
While some immigrants are calling for unity, others argue that their communities have different priorities and concerns. Today, we are looking at why some Black Americans continue to say, on the sidelines how immigration became such a major political issue and why this conversation remains so divided. Let's get into it.
Why aren't Black people helping Latinos riot against ICE in LA? Let's talk about it. There are three types of Black people who are sitting these protests out. Number one, the Black Trump supporter who voted for deportations. Number two, the Kamala Harris supporter who voted overwhelmingly for Kamala and then saw that Latinos overwhelmingly voted for Trump and they're like, y'all need our help now? Oh, hell no. And number three, the older Black people who are like, what are y'all up to? Oh, and there might be one other type of Black person too. The kind of Black person that hears something like this.
I don't think Black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a Black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black lives matter. So with that said, we need to stop cancel culture. It is anti-American. It is anti-free speech. And if you can say the N-word, so can I, whether you like it or not. It doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not Black. So make the N-word great again.
Okay, well, how about we make ICE great again too, bitch? It's a little weird that not only are Latinos pressed, but white folks are asking, why aren't Black people out there protesting? Y'all usually ask, why are we protesting? It's almost as weird as this roll-off full of rocks that just so happen to be right in LA, right where the riots are, all cut off evenly, no construction around, just so happen to be there so people can start throwing them. Is that why y'all want Black people out there? So y'all can get staged video footage to roll on cable news all night long showing unity and violence against Trump? Stop trying to use us. And all I keep hearing is, Blacks and browns, we got to stick together. Blacks and Latinos, we're brothers, we're one. Okay, well, I'm going to need you to have that outlook for more than just rioting and violence. I'm going to need you to have that in the job market too, because Blacks can't get a job in LA. Latinos hire Latinos, whites hire Latinos. If you don't come to LA already in a job that moved you to LA, or you own your own business, you're not working in LA. You know who's working in LA? All the people that they want us to protest to come here. So Black people, the next time you're asked, why aren't you out there protesting with Palestinians or with illegal immigrants? Just let them know you put in the same amount of effort that they put in to get Black reparations.
One point that often comes up is that Black Americans say they have been warning friends, neighbors, and other communities for years that immigration policy could become more stricter depending on election outcomes. Many people believe that the system would stay largely the same, while others expected that campaign promises would eventually become government policy. Now that enforcement has become a major topic, some people say that those earlier warnings are receiving more attention. Of course, people voted for many different reasons, including the economy, jobs, public safety, and different communities also had a wide range of political opinions, so there wasn't one single viewpoint, Another reason some Black Americans give for not joining deportation is that they believe every community has a right to organize around its own priorities. And some say their focus remains on issues like economic opportunity, education, housing, and public safety. Others argue that supporting one issue doesn't necessarily mean ignoring another. It simply reflects different priorities. At the same time, many immigrants and advocacy groups believe that the public demonstrations are an important way to raise awareness and encourage policy changes. So these differences in priorities has become a part of much larger national conversation. Supporters of that view, argue this development shouldn't come as a surprise because immigration was discussed extensively during election campaigns. Others respond that policies can have a broader impacts than expected, and that communities should continue working together despite political disagreement. So these differing perspectives are what keep the debate active online. So, one thing that is clear is that people across the political spectrum are reassessing past decisions and expectations, and some believe that recent events validate concerns they expressed years ago. Others believe that the focus should now be on finding practical solutions rather than revisiting past political disagreements. So, whatever someone's position may be, immigration remains one of the most closely watched issues in American politics, and it is likely to stay the way it is for some time. And this discussion isn't just about protests, it is about trust, priorities, and how different communities respond to major political issues. What do you guys think? Do you believe communities should support each other's causes regardless of political differences, or is it reasonable for different groups to focus on issues they consider most important? Share your thoughts in the comments section below and kindly remember to keep it respectful. If you want breakdowns like this, kindly hit the subscribe button and join our family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.